Good afternoon. Thank you to be here. I'm a little bit nervous, of course. So if I forget some words in English, oh, I can speak in Spanish or Portuguese. I don't know, or you can correct me. So, my name is Cybelle. I'm from Brazil. I'm a CTI researcher. I love cat, please. Something like me, but I don't have green eye. And I'm one of the founders of La Villa Hacker here. We are focused on Brazilians and people from Latin America, mainly. We speak Portuguese and Spanish, but if you speak English, okay, you are welcome too, okay? So, in this talk, I'm start to develop this new project, CTI, of course, threat intelligence, think the intersection of climate, because we are having, this don't look like normal, the climate right now, geopolitics and APT attacks. This is the intersection I'm doing right now. So I'm developing these, and then I will start to develop a framework thinking about these issues, we have. So right now, the global cyber threat landscape is being shaped by a lot of geopolitical conflicts all around the world, not just here in Israel, or Ukraine, Gaza, and whatever, in the whole world, These are very physical attacks, but we have a lot of cyber attacks as well. And there's a lot of consequences emerging, intended and no intended because of this, the cyber operations, mainly by nation states-backed hackers. So we have a lot of these. This convergence about infrastructure, digitalized, some words in English weird to say, legacy OTs and facilities, the whole industries is, if you work with this, ICS, everything is legacy. A lot of vulnerabilities and escalating geopolitical tensions has created the worst threat landscape we ever seen. And then some threat activity has surged, and a lot, an increase of climate infrastructure targets. For example, I talk about this a little later, about frosty goop in Ukraine 2 years ago, for example. We have lots of confirmed incidents in last year, about 3 per week. 89% caused real physical damage. This is a lot, there's a lot of attacks, but not all you see a real damage, but 89% is a lot of. And 67% timed with extreme weather. So these APTs are abusing the weather conditions, especially the worst ones, to attack. And so these, now, of course, I'm concerned about how the world will end. I think it's soon, probably, because, everything, I'm not so optimistic about the world. But so I started, okay, what can I do to help to, decrease this or end the war faster? Maybe this is a better idea, end the war faster than they are doing, but okay, I do my best or the wars to help. So we have the increase of 420 million attacks on critical infrastructure, just in the couple years ago. So a lot, 30% increase. Almost 5,000 critical infrastructure organizations reported cyber incidents to FBI, or probably we have way much more. They don't tell, okay, authorities, nothing happened here, everything is okay, but for sure we have way much more. And there's more, they don't know yet. Maybe there are some threat actors inside the servers, just there waiting for the better time to attack, and we don't know. And of course, this means like 13 attacks per second. 30 attacks per second. Can you picture this? It's a lot. And plus this, we have the attack surface is growing. 50 billion connected environment devices. This only device. Recently, I was in Germany, and most houses, they have a solar panel. So it's a huge surface attack. I know here in US, they are start to have a lot too. Someone told me about in Florida, they are in, please have this. I give you for free. You pay much less in electricity. So see, and there is a water treatment plants as well. We have in Texas, like last year, right? They tried to contaminate. 2 years ago, we have pipeline, for the dark side. So this talking about US, there's the whole world as well, being attacked. And now we can see how APTs have been attacked. So the traditional enterprises, regular attacks then, but now they think, okay, how can I exploit and make way much more damage, using old protocols, legacy protocols. For example, Modbus is, it's just plain text. It's just there, easy, say, hey, attack me, because it was developed in 1979. So we can do the same as we do in data centers or in IT, as we can do this in OT as well. So I'm not talking how to do this because it's not my thing. I'm CTI. I'm just telling you, hey guys, please fix this. I just have a little plan for you, and then it's not my problem anymore. Okay? And then, as I say, APTs now find Earth's kill switch. Okay, let's, fuck it up everything here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so climate infrastructure remains secondary, target. It's not primary attack, Okay, I'm attacking this, but maybe, yeah, I can. Okay, this is not good for me as well, so, okay, let it go. It's a bonus effect, because beside the traditional espionage, okay, thank you very much. Because, APTs, they focus on damage and espionage. Espionar in Portuguese. Okay, that's it. So they are focused more on these, of course. And we're not talking about ransomware groups, because there's one more layer. Not just damage, but money and, data and information and everything else. Because, for example, North Korea, they want information. They money, of course, and information. Other countries like Russia, they want to just destroy everything, because babies go. Okay. So these attacks are designed for traditional objectives like economic disruption, political destabilization, or military advantage. Mostly APTs do this. Okay, so the environment consequences are overlooked when target assessments. So they represent a strategic value, when you think about adversaries. This is very important. We don't take this, for granted when we think about how we can prevent or at least mitigate things. So, but right now I think, hey, these guys will start to use this from now on, again, because the world is, the end is near. But now, why not we can speed up this? So there are 12 nation-state APTs groups actively target climate infrastructure. 4 nation-states is developing the doctrine, warfare doctrine, especially Russia, Ukraine, China, and North Korea. Not just that, but we know for sure about that, and we can attribute this for those actors, not exactly who, but the big picture. So these APTs right now is learning how they can abuse this. So APTs don't set out to become environment terrorists, because we have a lot of activist groups. We don't talk about this. We have to include this, when we think about this. I just talking about APTs, the big, huge groups backed by states, nations. But the 8 major industrial attack told them, remember Stuxnet, like long time ago. So, okay, we attacked this. Okay, was okay, not intentional, but right now they see this, I can use intentionally. So these attacks can, physical system manipulations can generate exponential, more strategic impact. So every outlet in the whole world say, okay, we are trying to attack this country, this city, this person in particular, and of course, what happened is, okay, if I hate US or you attack US because Trump or whatever, but what happened? The population, you die, everybody you die, not just, militaries, but civilians, this is the thing. So there's environment cyber warfare tactics, they try to use the exactly time predict when have this stress periods of weather. For example, winter, summer. Right now here is 43 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much is in Fahrenheit, almost 100 Fahrenheit, I guess. So drought conditions, like we have big storms, not storms in Brazil. I don't remember when flood floods in Brazil. It's a huge flood. So a lot of we receive a lot of scans, a lot of phishing. This is it's something they are trying, using too. Phishing scans, call service. Okay, you've been, you are suffering. You don't have money, clothes. So please send money for this account number, and we will give this for these poor people. So lots of scams is going on. But they are not just using vulnerabilities, but protocols, as I said. And more than this, above this kind of attack is a cascading effect, a ripple effect. If I attack, for example, electricity or water, water, we drink water, we use water for agriculture and for electricity as well. So I don't know, Riverdale right now is so little water. Well, for a long, long time, I know. I remember like 10, 15 years ago, I came to Vegas and said, oh, we don't have water anymore. In the past, we have lots of water. We have boats here. So we hear this every single year, but it's true. So what happened now? There's a lot of chaos, disorder, destabilization, and what happens when these bad things with population? For example, displaced populations. Now, for example, Gaza or many other countries in Africa, because they have lots of not economical problems, but weather problems, conflicts, armed conflicts, and people die of hunger, thirst, cold, or whatever. So this is my activist part saying, okay, we have to protect people. But talking about attacks that I love, APT. Okay, let's come back here for this pyramid of pain. Everybody knows pyramid of pain. So, but thinking in weather, thinking in APTs, what they can have. If you can take control of climate, how to has this domain. Forgot the words. Sorry. If you can control climate, because we know when we have a lot of rain or cold or whatever, if we control this, we can control the world much more than oil, petrol, much more than data. Data is not the new petrol, but new gold, but climate control. For me, I think this. So these nation states are developing many attacks capabilities, of course, aligned with geopolitical objectives. Right now, we see this in the whole world, lots of conflicts, armed, maybe nuclear conflicts, or even just cyber conflicts. And of course, they are aligned with regional expertise. For example, what China wants, what Russia wants, what Iran wants, North Korea wants. I know for sure Russia wants Ukraine. That's it. They want, okay, this belongs to me, always belong to me, so it's mine. Iran hates Israeli people. So North Korea, they are just, I don't know what they are, because just North Korea, crazy guys doing the most, I don't know, fuck up things, but they're, can I say they are cool? No, they are cool. What they do, no. Oh, okay, I can explain myself. The tactics, TTPs are cool. Okay, so it's this, and everyone, there's this kind of pattern, a specialization. Not exactly, so we just do this, but kind of, we do this. Water, winter, of course, Russia loves winter and loves attack during the winter. So, easy. And remember, we were talking about the surface attack. They are going green. We have green farms, wind farms, and we'll have hydrogen farms. In Germany, there is a lot of hydrogen farms. So see, this old protocols is easy to attack, and it's too expensive to modify everything. IT with OT is too expensive right now. This convergence is too expensive. So how can we pay for this? It's impossible. So sorry, we have job forever because of this. Thank you, threat actors, to exist so we can have a lot of money within. So see how easy it is to attack systems that we use every single day. Here we have AC. Can you picture without AC here? No, I can't. So it's super easy to attack. And this climate infrastructure threats is like, for example, modules. It's so easy to see, okay, with we write a single register command. So, okay, now you change the temperature point for like regular, I don't know the word, sorry, this, the normal degree, like in, like 22 in Celsius, sorry, I don't know in Fahrenheit, but a cool one, for like 5. 5 is cold. Pretty cold, and or tap water, they have IP. Everything has IP right now. How you control everything, it's so harsh. And solar panels as well, as I said before, and in Germany, there is a lot in everywhere. So if you want to attack German, no, sorry, you want to attack German. They are cool guys. Whoa. Maybe, yeah, okay. Okay, and the surface explosion. See how much we can do, how much damage we can have. And every time you attack this, there's a paradox. We use more of there's a carbon emissions during the spike, fossil fuel. I mean, it's a circle, it's a snowball. When I do this I'm attacking, so they stop to have heating right now. So we use like carbon or wood, to keep us heat, and then what, we know what's happening. So, and then happened frost group. Okay, I talk very good things about this because it was amazing attack, I'm not praising Russians, but the kind of attack they did. In Ukraine, during the winter, is really, really, really cold in Ukraine. This attack against municipal district energy company, they did like a few years back too, and they love attack Ukraine because Ukraine, is a toxic relationship, Do you remember that partner you had that was really toxic? Is the same with Russian and Ukrainians. A lot of Ukrainians love Russians, so this happened. So during 2 whole days, there is no heating system. 5 Fahrenheit is really, really, really cold, right? So 3,000, this number of people were affected. So it's a lot of people. They could die and could affect way much more people. So, and this malware specific was the first OT malware to use Modibus TCP, not just Modibus, but TCP. And 90 OT Fox string reported. We have some more. Most recently, we have Fuxnet, and of course, it's Fuxnet, a lot of nets around. And this was developed in Go. This is very good because it's cross-platform, single executable in Windows, Linux, IRM, industrial controllers. Everything. Go is cool. So static links, node dependence. It works in air-gapped system networks, and they have, I think, only 200 lines of code. So like this, if you use CSS to make a square, okay, that's it. I have to run now because I talk a lot and I have 5 minutes. So according to Dragon, the company Dragon, the attack happened like this in Ukraine, the technical attack, the Q chain attack. And again, So why this is so amazing? Because they use weather correlation, oceanography perfection. I know, minimal footprint, physical persistent, no vulnerability, only protocol, because the protocol is old. So Modibus is pretty old, born in 79, is older than many people here, I know. The Modibus, how it works, the language that thermostats, pumps, and sensors used to talk with each other. So this is the main function. This is used in everywhere. It's ubiquitous, you know. So it's controller device architecture, you know, physical assets. Well, I don't go here because I have to finish, but it's a pretty old protocol here. So zero authentication, no encryption, no integrity check, no access control, you mean? The problem is, and they use port 502. So I got a print and show them here, port 502 in July. I showed this on LeHack. How many ports are open? You know, we see it's open right now. So can you see how we can attack Modibus? Not us, please. Oh, yes. But it's pretty easy. So there is a nexus between CTI, climate, and OT, and things like that. You know, I was thinking, well, we can start to think about a framework using the basics we know in CTI, and then put geopolitics, of course, and weather correlations, and so on. And of course, in next years, we'll have AI-enhanced environmental warfare as well, because AI is in everywhere. Some people has Odin t-shirts. We have a lot for free in our village. Go to La Villa Hacker. You can get one of them. So we have above this AI environment warfare capability. So we'll be huge from now on. And more than this, we have supply chain vulnerability mapping. So you see how many things we have, over and over, many layers we have to think about just because they say the world is ending. We have this absurd weather here, heat, and right now in Brazil is super cool. I live in São Paulo, and there some days we reach like almost, I don't know how much in Fahrenheit, but pretty cold. So we have to use Intel, people who works with Intel, we have to think about this, especially geopolitical, because the escalation will keep going and going and going. I don't know where it stopped. So we are living apocalypse, cyber apocalypse. There is scenarios escalation, we can have coordinated attacks, international coordinated attacks, renewable energy collapse, water wars, we don't have much water to drink right now because they can attack desalinization treatment water as well. So we can die of thirsty. I don't know, maybe the worst way to die. We can live without food for days, but not without water. So the rise of coordination attacks in extreme weather, okay, this is not a real code, but something like this, we can do. And next generation of environment targets as well, like hydrogen, carbon, desalinization, fusion power plants. The next years next years, I don't know if you'll be alive next year, so nice to meet you right now. It was a pleasure to be here with you. But what can we do as people? We can do something as cybersecurity specialists, as hackers or threat actors. I know we have a lot of here, but we can do something to help the planet, save the planet, hack the planet, save the planet as well. There are a lot, no backup planet Earth, a lot of APTs doing this, and environment cybersecurity is no longer optional. We have this right now, and this is please pay attention right now. This is very important. Get ready with cameras. Okay, I have to rush here. Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure to be here.